Okay, it's 4:30, time for us to get the Scott County School Board meeting to order.
At this time, Mr. Chairman, we would like to announce the Scott County Schools January Volunteers of the Month. It is always a great pleasure and tremendous thanks for the people that give to our students in the system of Scott County. First, from Fairview Elementary is Nelda Norris. From Huntsville Elementary, John Sexton. Huntsville Middle, Tabitha Phillips. Robbins Elementary, Haley Jeffers. Winfield Elementary, Mr. Wayne King.
Thank you.
So also at this time, we would like to do the Scott County Chamber of Commerce stand Student of the Month. The January Student of the Month, Austin Timothy Ayers, 17-year-old son of Timothy and Amanda Ayers of the Pioneer Community, was selected by the Scott High School staff as the January Stand Student of the Month. Austin is a 4-year member of the Highlander football team, a 3-year member of the track team, and a 2-year member of the Beta Club. Austin has followed a more rigorous course of study and will graduate under the Tennessee Scholars Program and will receive an honors diploma. Austin has completed several dual credit classes and has earned a GPA of 3.875. In Austin's free time, he enjoys spending time with his family and friends. Austin plans to continue his education at Rome State Community College from the Tennessee Promise Program and earn a degree in zoology. Thank you, Mr. Austin. We do have one more of our volunteers that came, Mr. John Sexton. Thank you very much, John.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Mr. Chairman, that concludes the January presentation.
Okay, is there anybody in the audience who would like to address the board? If not, we will go to the principals. Ms. Donna, we'll let you go first.
I also have some things that Ms. Hamilton wanted me to announce. Of course, she wants to remind everyone about early release, which is January 17th. To let everyone know, our teachers will be going over instructional shifts and data. The Girl Scouts will be doing a revisit on January 30th for K1 at 8:15, and February the 1st they'll be there at 6 o'clock. Her next family reading night is January 30th, and she wants to ask everyone to remember Cynthia Reynolds, who is the secretary at Huntsville Elementary, whose mother passed away yesterday or last night. So remember her in prayer. For Huntsville Middle announcements, of course, tonight is the tournament. I'll be going up there just as soon as we get through here. Our boys are playing Fairview at 5 o'clock. Girls are playing Winfield Girls at 6:30. Of course, those tournaments, I won't say anything else. We'll let you all tell us when they're going to be. Right now, they're scheduled for Saturday, but we'll see. Of course, there's no school this coming Monday, Martin Luther King Day. Tuesday, the 16th, is our 8th grade parent night for the spring semester. Again, early release day is on the 17th, and our teachers will be looking at test data from Questar. Just to remind parents again about those early release times. Pickups, Boys and Girls Club and Walkers will be leaving at 12 o'clock. First load buses and special ed buses will be leaving at 12:15, and then our second load will be leaving at 12:40. On Saturday the 20th is Area 2A tournament. It's from the 20th to the 25th. And then on Saturday, January 27th is the sectionals, which is going from the 27th through February the 3rd. And that's about all that we have right now. We're pretty busy with just basketball and finishing all that up. Do you have any questions for me?
Ms. Goodman, where's your area tournament being played at? Is that Anderson County High School?
I think so, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Director, we'll let you go next.
All right. I will be following Miss Donna up to the games as soon as we finish here. And I do want to reiterate what Mr. Blakely said in his prayer. Just please continue to keep Miss Stanley in your thoughts and prayers. And I know we're all trying to pitch in, you know, as much as we can. But if there's things that need to be done, we'll help out there. But just very thankful to still have her with us. And so please continue to keep her in your thoughts and prayers. We did finish up with our fall grade cards today. As you know, the last time we were here at the work session, I told you that the state of Tennessee had set the deadline and told us when they were going to release EOC data, and I made the comment, I said we were going to cross our fingers and not hold our breath, and I was glad that we did that because of course they were a little bit behind on that release, and it was pretty tedious in the way they did that. They did change some things. But we were able to get it, got all of our data out yesterday, sorted, and to teachers, so grades were finalized today. Grade cards will go out to students tomorrow, so we will send out a school reach to parents to let them know that those grades have been finalized. They can go ahead and see those on the Power School app, and the printed grade cards will go home with students tomorrow. So all of that will be completed, and any schedule changes that needed to happen because of those grades, I believe we got all of those finished this afternoon, maybe a couple to finish up tomorrow, but we should finally have a close on the fall semester for us. We did get that EOC data back. It is raw data and pretty rough, so there's not a lot of information that we can draw from it right now. It is half of the testing. We still have the other half to go in the spring, but I will say overall the raw data that we received, using that in comparison to last year, we are seeing improvements in every area right now. And again, that's very tentative and it's very raw data, but we're excited about that. And we'll continue to keep you posted as more of that information comes in. And just kind of a, I guess, FYI, when that information comes in, the EOC scores, it really comes in at a raw number. Like it will come in and it will tell you that a student got 44 out of 60 points possible. And so then you have to go through a pretty technical process to convert that. It's not converted in a regular percentage. But we have no idea whether that number is proficient or not. In fact, we won't know whether that number is proficient or not for several months. So it becomes very difficult to really use that data until summer or even this year, fall of the next year. So while we have some information, it's hard to use that information. But if you have questions about that, please feel free to call me. I'll talk your ear off about it. We'll go from there. Our early release day on the 17th, we are continuing our high school progress. We dedicated all of our early release times to working on improving ACT instruction in the classroom to hopefully improve the ACT scores, overall composites and subject scores for our students. So we are continuing on with that. The ACT for juniors will be on March the 20th, which I know right now seems like it's a long time away, but that's not. It's just the blink of an eye, and we're preparing to do some different things with students this year. For that, we're preparing to host a boot camp at school to prep students for that and get them ready for that the week before, so that'll be a little bit different, but that's what we're going to be working on our early release day this time as well. And we do have a basketball game scheduled for tomorrow night at Kingston. We were able to move that time up after we were able to kind of see the weather forecast for tomorrow. That changed a little bit, so we moved that up. There will be no JV game, and the girls' game will start at 5 o'clock with the boys' game immediately following. Hopefully we'll be able to get ahead of that weather just a little bit, but just to let you all and parents know, we will keep track of that all day tomorrow. I mean, quite literally an hour-by-hour basis. If a different decision needs to be made, then we will make that. But a lot of times those decisions can only be made within a couple 3-hour window, and so we're not trying to be last minute, but we are trying to do our due diligence in waiting some of those things out. But we did push that a little bit earlier. And we'll continue to do that as weather continues to come and games continue to happen. That's all that I have, unless you have questions for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
we're ready for you.
All right, thank you. Just to back up what some of the principals have said already, early release day, Wednesday, January 17th, and I want to commend the principals and our staff. Up to this point, I think their PD they've had, I thought, has been tremendously beneficial for everyone, and I think this has been a big success for our schools. Also, I know Ms. Ray mentioned the fact that she got her EOC scores back, the quick scores, and she had shown me and shared with me yesterday. It looks like right now there's improvement in every area. Also, there's some improvement. I thought also too in the ACT exam, which was tremendous. You know, and I've talked to a lot of directors, especially in our area, and they're talking about improvement of ACT scores. They said the biggest thing they've done, as much as anything, just been talking about it, making it a conversation, making it a priority, making it known to what these kids, why it's important. Those things are just as much important as just the rigor itself and preparing for the test. So I think that's been a big change for us as a, you know, every school. Now we put that as a priority, ACT, and I think that seeing that was also really good too. No school, Monday, January 15th, in observance of Martin Luther King Day. Also, Mr. Commission, the Scott High basketball game tomorrow will change at 5 o'clock with the girls, and she also mentioned too that they will be monitoring the weather, any other changes from there. Middle school basketball tournament, of course, going on tonight with the game beginning at Winfield here in about 15 minutes actually. 3 games tonight. Saturday's games are scheduled at Scott High School, I think with the first game beginning at 1:30. The girls' consolation, then the boys' consolation, then we'll go to the girls' championship, and the boys' championship. Now, of course, with the weather system coming through, we considered about even moving it up, because at first the forecast showed weather was coming in late Friday night, early Saturday morning. We considered about moving the games to tomorrow. But as this forecast has changed, I think the weather looks like it's going to hit tomorrow between 5 and 7 on the plateau. Because we hope that it would push north, but as always, you know, try to keep informed. We'll see. We're never going to put anyone in danger, but if possible, we would like to get the tournament in because district tournaments begin the Class A on Monday, and then I think the AA with Huntsville Middle School is the following Monday in Anderson County. The single A is at Jellicoe High School for our county. So if you get the opportunity, as soon as we know the schedules and they're finalized, get a copy, try to get y'all a copy tomorrow, if possible. If we get the times where everybody plays, if you'd like to go there. Day on the Hill, of course, February 12th, 13th. Our check-in is on the 12th. We'll be staying at the Homeless Suites. So everything is covered there. I'll finalize our times with Senator Yeager and Representative Keesland early next week. We will meet probably somewhere after 9 o'clock that morning on the 13th. With Mr. Yeager and Mr. Keesler. We'd like to give an update on Ms. Stanley. Of course, Sharon Stanley, principal, Winfield Elementary School. On Monday, they had to rush to the school where she was up there preparing for the tournament with a parent what they considered first a heart attack. And then they, as we were leaving, I was at the hospital, and as I left there, they knew it was some blood clotting. As Ms. King can tell you, in a little while, I'll let her give kind of an update. Tremendous pain in the legs. And as they finally found her an ICU bed, they took her to Centennial Hospital in Nashville. As they got there upon her arrival, they ended up seeing a tear in the aorta. They did do the immediate open heart surgery. Also had the vascular doctor repairing some veins in both legs. I do know, please keep Ms. Stanley in prayer. The first 72 hours of this is very critical. I think they did try to wake her some yesterday to really no avail. So she did have open her eyes, but I'll let Ms. King will give us an update. I know he just got off the phone, I think, with Mr. Stanley.
Yes, Mr. Stanley just called me a little while ago and said that they did get the breathing tube out, and she's breathing on her own. She was able to respond when they asked her to, whether she was in pain, with her legs, and she was able to nod her head yes. So it was a positive response there. So they think they're moving in the right direction. Everything's looking very positive. And so that was a big step for them, because yesterday, as he said, they were not able to take the tube out and everything, because she could not respond when they would ask her, but she could today. So that was the last that we heard. But she does have the breathing tube out, and she is breathing on her own now. So everybody just keep praying, sending prayers.
Thank you, Ms. King. And, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have, unless y'all have questions for me.
Okay. Item 7, adoption of the agenda. Excuse me. In accordance with Board Policy Number 1.403, the Scott County Board of Education should adopt an agenda of all the items to be acted on during the regular monthly meeting of January 11th, 2018. May I have a motion to approve the January 11th, 2018 agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Item 8, consent agenda items. In accordance with the Scott County Board of Education policy number 4.403, the Board of Education may include routine and non-controversial items on a consent agenda, which may be adopted by a single vote without discussion. Any item on the consent agenda may be removed and placed on the regular agenda for further consideration at the request of any board member. May I have a motion to approve the items listed on the consent agenda as follows? A, approval of the minutes for December 2017. B, approval of the bills and financial report for November 2017.
Make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Item 9A, award bids. Bids for the Scott High School senior trip were received and opened by the Finance Committee and referred to the board for consideration. May I have a motion to award the following bid, Scott High senior trip to Southeast student tours?
I make that motion.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye. Item 9B, board policies. Approval is needed by the board to amend board policies as recommended by TSBA. May I have a motion to approve the following amended board policies as recommended by TSBA? Second reading, policy number 4.211, work-based learning program, and 4.605, graduation requirements.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion?
John, did we have a policy that there once you want to look at again?
We adopted it last time.
We adopted last time. I just remember you talking. Okay.
Any more discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Item 9C, approve amendments. In pursuant to board policy number 2.201, the Scott County Board of Education needs to approve budget amendments required to balance the budget for the fiscal year 2017-2018. This action will allow funds to be applied to areas of the budget that lack sufficient funds to complete the school year. May I have a motion to approve the following amendment? General Purpose 2017-2018 Budget Amendment Number 4. Federal Budget Amendment Number 3. Special Education IDEA Preschool Amendment Number 2. And Carl Perkins Amendment Number 1.
I make that motion.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye. Item 9D, approval of the 2017 compliance report. Tennessee Code annotated section 49-1-101 through 49-6-201 prescribes curricula and rules and regulations which govern all public schools grades K through 12. Board approval is needed to submit the 2017 compliance report. May I have a motion to approve the 2017 compliance report for the Scott County School System?
I make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp? Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson? Mr. Silcox?
Okay, before we go to the next one, did I overlook you for any reason?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, you got there. Okay. Mr. Silcox, do you have anything? Okay, with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson? Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?